Hi. So I had another topic that came up that I wanted to discuss, and that was my weird eating habits. I think this is seen a lot with autism, and again, I just want to kind of document it and get my thoughts in order. I've always been a pretty restrictive eater. I'm a very picky eater, but lately it's been worse, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But I feel like texture generally comes up for autism and not being able to handle textures. I don't feel like that's necessarily the case for me. I experience taste very, very strongly. So my biggest one that I think affects me the most is tomatoes. Like, I cannot stand tomatoes. If there is a tomato seed on my salad and I eat it, I gag. That taste is so potent to me. It contaminates the entire food that it is touching. I like certain textures, like I'm a texture seeker. Freeze-dried candy, freeze-dried cookies, obsessed with them. They feel so good to eat. And I will seek out foods that don't necessarily taste the best if they feel good to eat. Those Cheez-It Puff things, they taste awful. They taste like stale Cheez-Its, but they feel really nice to eat, so I will still eat them. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a good, like, almost stimming food. The other thing that I've kind of grown up with and has been pointed out as odd to me, and I literally can't imagine doing anything different because I've tried and I hate it. I have to eat my foods separately, so I have to eat them one at a time. If I'm pescatarian, that's going to come up later, so I just want to mention that a little bit. If I get my veggie burger and fries, I need to eat my burger with no tomato, no ketchup, please. I need to eat my burger and then I need to eat my fries. They can't go back and forth, or like, I feel bad. It feels really bad to do that to me. The exception to this is if I can eat things in a pattern. So if I go to, like, we have a really good Chinese buffet by us where you can get sushi. If I eat, say, like a crab roll and then a salmon roll and then a shrimp roll, and do that in a pattern where they're similar enough in taste and texture to where I can eat them in the same order over and over, I'm fine. If I get more crab roll than anything else, then things need to be separated. It has to be in a pattern. And I wanted to bring up, like I said at the beginning, that this has been worse lately. The restrictive eating. I have a couple of safe foods that I feel like I can always go to, and a lot of times, even when nothing else sounds good, like instant mashed potatoes or pasta of most kinds, something with cheese, I can usually go to those. And lately it's been crab rangoons and instant mashed potatoes, and that's like the only thing I can eat without gagging. I didn't understand why this was happening until I looked at, like, what was going on in my life and realized I was extremely stressed. There's a lot of stuff going on, and this is how I guess my brain is coping with it, by making it harder for me to eat. I don't get how this is helpful, but I don't know, it's been frustrating. And looking back at my eating habits throughout growing up, throughout my life, I can see that kind of trend where I'll only eat one meal for weeks at a time, and it's usually associated with something going on. After a little while, I can usually go back to eating whatever already restrictive things I'm consuming, but I just don't understand why this is the way my brain is trying to help me cope. by making it harder to find food that I enjoy when I already struggle to find food that I enjoy. So I don't know, I'm in a weird place right now, living off of cream cheese and crab and potatoes, so that's super cool and super healthy, I'm sure.